The way that the left is going about trying to demonize the president, essentially justify and ignore the violence on their side, and then reinforce that with a complete the imagery of death being acceptable. Kathy Griffith using the beheaded image of the president. All these things are the same way ISIS goes about radicalizing and recruiting people to become terrorists.
Elite publications like the Financial Times of London, the New Yorker magazine, most importantly, Atlantic Monthly, have all come out with articles that I'm going to be showing you on screen while our guest is on, saying we need to overthrow President Trump, we need to have new elections under Homeland Security, let's federalize things, and take all the Republicans that were elected in 2016 and remove them. Now remember, Obama's last action was to sign an executive order federalizing elections. All 50 attorney generals, including Democrats, wrote letters saying this violates the Federalist Clause, separation of the states, the federal government. Trump is battling to try to remove all this bureaucracy, but it's still there. There's a mutiny going on. And the media has pointed out in the Washington Post that Colonel Schaefer says the same things. I say the same things. Sean Hannity says the same things. Well, I know nobody talks to the president outside the White House like Sean Hannity. They talk every day. I'm going to leave it at that. But the president was already aware of this. He's shocked by how pliable the media is and the deep state to actually try to block a recovery and do this, but they intend it. So I wanted to play a clip briefly of Sean Hannity Tuesday talking about this, and then a month ago on Lou Dobbs' Business, Colonel Schaefer breaking it down. But none of us are plagiarizing each other. We're all educated. We're all informed. We're reading what the Democrats are saying. And we're historically looking at it. They're calling for death, violence. This is insane. So I want to ask Colonel Schaefer, former head of the bin Laden unit, patriot, with a lot of big connections, helped expose Benghazi, you name it, works for the London Center for Foreign Policy Research, Fox contributor, where we are currently and how serious the situation is. But first, here's a clip of Sean Hannity Tuesday. They're calling for him to be fired right now at the Washington Post.
Also tonight, a soft coup is underway right here in the United States of America in an attempt to overturn November's election results and forcibly remove a duly elected president from office. Sinister forces quickly aligning in what is becoming now, in my mind, a clear and present danger. That is tonight's very important opening monologue.
All right, boom. Then a 15-minute breakdown of them saying, kill the president, the deep state, Schumer bragging, the intelligence community has 7 ways to Sunday to take you down. Then they come out in the Washington Post article and say Fox News' Sean Hannity is encroaching on Alex Jones' territory because he quotes the same statements they've made about the plan to overthrow him. So they want to get this plan going, but then they want to deny it, even though it's in the news when we oppose it. That is what they call black propaganda. They are using serious, unprecedented disinfo. Colonel Schaefer, you're more of an expert on this than even I am. I know that you've worked in some of the most classified areas there are and really head up a lot of things that will never see the light of day for this country. Am I overestimating how serious this is?
No, Alex, thank you for having me on. And no, you're laying it out completely correctly. You're essentially outlining the situation based on their own verbiage. And of course, then when they get caught in the open daylight, they then try to say, no, we never said that. It's all about you. Same way the deep state goes about saying the deep state doesn't exist. And as you pointed out, and this is the first time you and I have spoken since what? I don't know how many months ago. Sean Hannity and I haven't spoken. This is all original work by all of us, simply observing what we see and factually analyzing and putting it back out. And my analysis is just a bit different than yours and Sean's. Mine is coming from the perspective of how I've looked at and studied terror organizations and how they go about radicalizing individuals. And my posit on this, Alex, and I've gotten some pushback and people don't like what I say, but the fact is this: the way that the left is going about trying to demonize the president, essentially justify and ignore the violence on their side, and then reinforce that with a complete the imagery of death being acceptable. Kathy Griffith using the beheaded image of the president. All these things are the same way ISIS goes about radicalizing and recruiting people to become terrorists. And that is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a direct correlation, a direct pathology that is the same between ISIS going about isolating individuals, pushing them forward in their cause, reinforcing bad judgment, getting them to accept violence, becoming numb to anything else except their way of thinking. And that's what I'm seeing here. And that's what I'm most frightened about, is that you have at least some percentage, Alex, who are going to be willing to go out and do and carry through what the left is pushing for here is a use of violence as a political extension of their methodology, of their ideology, and that's what we all have to be very concerned about. And yes, the Republic is in danger by the fact that you have a group of individuals who are willing to subsume and overwhelm any legitimate element of government trying to protect the American people for purposes of trying to allow for this chaos to happen.
InfoWars has partnered with Defender Body Armor to bring you a new state-of-the-art line of advanced, highly tested body armor from InfoWarsStore.com. Defender Body Armor is certified to protect against all handgun rounds and even armor-piercing FN 5.7 pistol rounds. The secret to Defender Body Armor is its proprietary processing technology that disperses more kinetic energy at a rate higher than any other traditional body armor, using one of the strongest synthetic materials ever created, called ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene. Defender armor is also super compact and lightweight. There's a reason the Department of Defense chose Defender to manufacture their new line of advanced lightweight armor. It works. Defender body armor is made right here in America and has received the highest level ballistic resistance certification from an authorized NIJ ballistic laboratory. Defender body armor is now available through InfoWarsStore.com, so you can defend yourself, your family, and finance the info war against the globalists all at the same time. A total 360 win.